Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the episode of Ask Dr. Nick. My name is Dr. Nick Schmilkoffer, and I work for the Neurologic Wellness Institute here in downtown Chicago. And today's question of the day is, what is the importance of choline from prenatal, from infancy, all the way to the elderly and aging? And so choline is a supplement. It was originally termed a B vitamin. And then what happened is they kind of figured out that we make it in our body. And so therefore it's no longer a vitamin, no longer technically vital for life. But it is still considered an essential nutrient because we don't make enough choline for our bodily needs in this day and age, I guess, or never maybe. And so we can get choline from food. We can get it from supplements as well, but always better to get it from food. And there are really important benefits for the brain, but also the rest of the body when it comes to choline and the benefits of choline. And so we're going to just talk about a more recent paper looking at the neuroprotective benefits of choline, and not only in the young, whether that's prenatal or infancy, but also in the elderly and aging and Alzheimer's disease. And so let's get right into this article. Okay, so this article is from Nutrients in 2019. It's called Neuroprotective Effects of Choline and Other Methyl Donors. So we'll get into what methylation is in a sec. Looking at the abstract, this is just an important abstract. So we're looking at physical and mental health and how there's intricate interaction between genes and the environment. And this is important, genes and the environment. So everyone says, is it genetics? Or, is it caused by the environment? And I'm one of those people who I think the environment plays more of a role. That's because we have something called epigenetics. Epigenetics is the ability to change our hardcore DNA by doing things like methylation or turning on and turning off genes. Environmental factors have been shown to modulate neuronal gene expression by epigenetic mechanisms. Exposure to these factors, including nutrients, during sensitive periods of life, like during brain development, like the prenatal period or infancy, have long-lasting effects on mental health. Studies have shown that early nutritional intervention that includes methyl donors improves cognitive functions throughout life. And so choline is a micronutrient and a methyl donor that is required for normal brain health, brain growth and development. It's important in structural and functional integrity of the cellular membranes within the brain. And then it also regulates cholinergic signaling, which is like increasing acetylcholine. That's one of the main things in Alzheimer's, is that acetylcholine drops. You don't get enough choline, you're not making enough acetylcholine. And then through its metabolites, it participates in pathways that regulate methylation of genes related to memory and cognitive functions at different stages of development. And so methylation of genes means turning on specific genes, turning off other genes that are important for this memory and cognition. And then it seems to have dysregulated pathways in neurodegenerative diseases. Okay, so we're going to talk just about a few things. So like I said, it is important these methyl donors are important for normal fetal growth. The reason why is it helps to promote this thing called SAM, S-adenosylmethionine. And this is required, or what's required for the synthesis are multiple nutrients: folate, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, methionine is an amino acid, choline, and betaine. And all of these are important for SAM to methylate other structures, to methylate genes. This is getting kind of down a rabbit hole, but I just want to emphasize this. Now choline, so it is not only an essential nutrient for proper organ function, but it's also this neuroprotectant for the fetal brain. It's been shown that supplementation can mitigate age-related memory decline later in life. It can mitigate symptoms associated with developmental disorders like Down syndrome, Rett syndrome, and then neurodegenerative diseases. So all kinds of things that I've already been saying and talking about. Maternal supplementation may be super important for early development in children. Okay, so something I didn't highlight here, Food and Nutrition Board of Institute, National Academy of Sciences, the United States recommends an adequate intake of 7.5 milligrams of choline daily per kilogram of body weight. So to put that into perspective, generally males need about 550 milligrams of choline per day. Females need about 450, maybe 425, but during pregnancy and lactation, they need closer to the male counterparts. And obviously in kids, you would have to do the math here to determine that. So another factor here, depletion of choline during adulthood has been linked to these organ and cellular dysfunctions like non-alcoholic fatty liver, liver damage, muscle damage. And so making sure we're getting enough choline is important to prevent these as well. And if you have a metabolic syndrome like these, then you're actually depleting choline at a faster rate. Okay, so I did say before, it's classified as an essential micronutrient, even though we can make some of it, okay? So I'm not a big fan of this statement here because it is most commonly found in meat sources. We get the most sources from beef liver, chicken liver, pork liver, from liver. And that's because choline is essential for making bile, for liver health. And so you're going to get in 3 ounces of beef liver, you're going to get about 350 milligrams of choline. That is almost what you need for your day. Then eggs have a good amount, so egg yolk has a good amount of choline. Let's say per egg yolk, it's probably close to like 90 milligrams, which if you're eating 4 eggs, you're getting pretty close to what you need. It's also in fish like salmon, it's in steak, it's in red meat. And then when you get into like plants like nuts, seeds, vegetables, you're really only going to get about 50 to 60 milligrams per serving in those foods. And so you may need to eat more of those foods in order to get it. But definitely the best source is going to be liver, egg yolks, and then other fatty meats. Basically, the de novo synthesis is not sufficient to meet human daily requirements, and this is why it is essential. Okay. Here, this picture is really good. These are the 4 things that choline does. So dietary choline, we'll go to number 1 first. It helps to supply acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter that helps with memory and learning. So synaptic plasticity, cholinergic signaling that leads to good brain structure and function. Number 2, it helps to supply the phosphatidylcholine. Phosphatidylcholine is within the membranes surrounding the cells, and it helps with cell signaling, but it is also essential for the liver to make bile and have good bile movement, so we don't have bile stasis or causing gallbladder stones, those kind of things, but also leading to membrane integrity. Okay. Dietary choline will also go to make betaine. So I would jump to 4. We'll go to make betaine. Betaine can be converted back to choline, but it helps in this folate and methylation cycle. Basically, we're not going to get into it, but this methylation cycle then produces SAM, which SAM helps to methylate things. And so this, as a methyl donor, it can methylate DNA, so genes. It can methylate histones, which also surround and help package DNA. And this helps change turning on and off genes. Methylation in general is a very, very good thing. And then obviously this helps to modify genetic expression, which then helps to important with learning, cognition, memory. Okay, so that is a great picture I wanted to show. The other photo here is just going down that same requirement. So choline and other methyl donors, they're important in all these different periods of life: prenatal, postnatal, adolescence, adulthood, and aging, because we're making more SAM. SAM is helping with these specific epigenetic changes to help with learning and memory, protecting that brain, getting proper myelin function so that we can have good, efficient connections. And this leads to physiological changes like learning, memory, behavior, cognitive function. It can all relate to mental health problems. And then so if we go down to this table, last thing I want to show here is a couple of the studies that look at choline supplementation. Many of them are mouse or rat studies here that aren't highlighted. The ones that are highlighted are human studies. And so prenatal and postnatal choline supplementation has improved memory-related tasks in the children. So basically prenatal and postnatal supplementation in the mother, prenatal, and even postnatal, because some can get transferred in breast milk, helps improve memory-related tasks later in life in those offspring. And then supplementation of choline, vitamin B12, B6, and folate in early Alzheimer's disease can improve memory and enhance synaptic signaling, and can improve memory scores in Alzheimer's again. So this is why choline is super important for the brain, especially if you have any genetic predisposition to age-related decline, dementia. Choline is super important to get into your diet. I still think the best way to get it is through actual food. So, I eat beef liver once a day. I eat 2 ounces beef liver every morning with my egg breakfast. I love trying to get my choline in. I want to get more than I maybe need, because I want my brain working at top game. I want to ensure my liver is working well. 2 organs that are very vital to me in my life and my ability to stay healthy and to have energy throughout the day. So I'm always eating my choline sources. So I hope everyone enjoyed this one. I think this choline is this essential nutrient that not many people know about, but should. And so if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you have any suggestions for future topics, I would love to hear them. Thanks again, and have a great day. Stay healthy.